Ms. Sermon, thanks for standing in for Ms. Archer today.
You are welcome. I got your list and it looks like you have multiple things set. Are we the first one, last one? Where are we?
This is first one. This is set at 9 on there. The times are staggered. Did you?
Maybe I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, right here. I just saw they were all set today. I didn't look into the other column.
Yeah. No problem. Did we get a relinquishment from the mother?
No, the one that was sent in was not, she signed it, but didn't have notarization or witnesses. So they sent another one back. And the information I received was the caseworker was going to try to see if she could get it back. And I don't know if she did.
And in your honor, we checked into that. We were not able to, there's not a courtesy worker in that area. They're down toward the Waco area. We didn't have a courtesy worker that could get by there to try to get it done.
Okay.
So
well,
we have not got a valid one.
All right. So, I'd set this really as the deadline. So, we took all our testimony and everything was done. It's just, we were waiting to see if we got that, but otherwise then I was ready to rule. So, okay, let me then just recall, pause number, we're recalling our final that we held on, looks like June 3rd. No, that's today. Sorry. Hang on. Looking at the wrong page.
I think originally it was held April 1st, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. April 1st. We had recessed. The mother had indicated she wanted to relinquish. She's in TDCJ. So attempts have been made to secure that, but we've not been able to get that. So, due to the fact that our dismissal date was, April 11th, then I'm going to go ahead and render judgment today. I find by clear and convincing evidence that it's in the best interest of the child, the parental rights between the child and his mother, Danielle Jones, based on Texas Family Code 161.001, subsection B1, the D, E, and O grounds, and the best interest, Texas Family Code 161.001, subsection B2. I'll adjudicate Leonardo Martinez as the father, and I'll establish the parent-child relationship between the two of them. I find by clear and convincing evidence it's in the best interest of the child to terminate the parental rights between the child and his father, based on Texas Family Code 161.001, subsection B1, the D, E, and O grounds, and the best interest under Texas Family Code 161.001 B2, and also Texas Family Code 161.002 B3 is failure to register with the paternity registry. This time I'll name the Department of Family and Protective Services as the permanent managing conservator of the child. I'll dismiss all court-appointed attorneys with the exception of Ms. Zavala, who will remain as the child's attorney and guardian ad litem. Counsel, of course, be mindful that I've rendered today, so your de novo time frame does begin to run. And please, if you're instructed to file a notice of appeal, don't file that until a final order has been signed and adopted by the referring court. I appreciate everybody logging back in this morning. Thank y'all. For our initial permanency, the Martinez matter. Conducting this through Zoom, and we're live streaming. Ms. Taylor's making our record this morning. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Morning, Your Honor. Counsel Gene Graff and Jaleesa Bird, present, ready to proceed on behalf of the department.
Brooks Barfield, attorney for Kisstin McGuire. I'm ready to proceed.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the children.
Thank you. Okay, haven't seen Mr. Taylor or his client this morning, and I've not seen Ms. McGuire this morning.
For the courts, Ms. McGuire has been notified of the hearing, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, then. What do we have new, Ms. Bird?
Yes. Rhiannon and Angie are in the same placement. And then Jacob and Job are in the same placement as well. All 4 children are currently in the same agency, so they do have sibling visits. So far, they're adjusting to their placement. They also do sibling therapy, individual therapy. They're doing pretty well. There's been some up and down behaviors, but overall, they're doing well and adjusting to their placement. Miss McGuire is currently in an ISF program in Henderson, Texas. She was having contact with me up until she was transferred to that ISF program. Mr. McGuire, I have continued to contact him. The last I have had contact with Mr. McGuire was a text message in March stating he was not planning to work services and he just wanted to see his children. So I've just continued to try to contact Mr. McGuire by going by his last known residence and just attempting to text and call him and continue to search for contact.
Is he even visiting?
So we did set up for a contractor since the children are out of region to do virtual visitation. He did not reach back out to that contractor. So I will have to send another referral once Mr. McGuire starts to have contact with myself and St. Francis.
Okay. So he's not reached out to you repeatedly asking to get visits set up, anything like that?
No, he is not.
All right. Okay, anything else?
Not at this time.
All right then. Okay, Mr. Barfield.
Your Honor, as the court knows, my client's in ISF. She's going to work the program. When she gets out, she can start working her services. Hopefully, ISF will provide some benefit both for her in that matter and this matter as well. If there's like I say, I think she needs to just focus on the program there right now.
All right, do we have any projected date that she'll be released from ISF?
I don't right now. Ms. Bird, do you know any projected release date?
When I spoke with her probation, he mentioned it is a 3 to 4 month program. So she was transported in April. So I believe within 3 to 4 months from April.
That sounds about right, Judge. It depends on how she does. So she should be out around, July.
And Judge, I saw in Ms. Bird's report, we're asking for a second permanency in about 4 months. It sounds like that would roughly dovetail with her release date, and hopefully she can hit the ground running once she's out. That would be our request at this time.
We had a hearing set for September 30th, but you're wanting something a little faster than that.
Well, September 30th is fine with me, but I'll defer to my client. I was just going by what she had listed in her report, see if she would like to have something sooner.
I believe that September would be fine. That would give a parent enough time to try to get some services completed and she's released.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right then, Ms. Zavala.
Your Honor, I got to visit with all 4 of the children by Zoom. They are, as Ms. Bird stated, the girls are together in one location, the boys are together, they're in the same city and related placements. So oftentimes when there are outings with the placement, it's with both of them. So they're getting to see their siblings very regularly, which is great. Things are still kind of chaotic with them. They each, the girls share a room in their placement, the boys share a room in their placement, and they definitely know how to push each other's buttons. But I think everybody's working on that. The boys especially said they felt like their medicine was helping. There was a lot of chaos going on, but one of the requests from the boys specifically is they were talking about wanting to dye their hair. And it was a little confusing as to whether this is just a fun summertime activity that the placement does. they were talking about wanting stripes of red and blue, and I was trying to figure out who was going to pay for that, and so it was a little unclear. But Job especially really wants striped hair, and I told him we'd have to get a bit more information on that. But it sounded like maybe it was something the house was doing as an activity. I'm a little unclear. They definitely want updates on their puppies to make sure that they're doing okay, and they would like to see Dad. So I hope he steps up and starts responding. But in general, they seem to be doing well, and I'm glad that they're getting as much contact as they are.
All right, Ms. Bird, do you know what the hair thing's all about?
Yes. Every single time I talk to Job and Jacob, they do talk about wanting to dye their hair as well as get their ears pierced. I have tried to reach out to Mr. McGuire for approval for that. Jacob and Job insisted, oh, my dad would approve. I know he would. So I just have not got that approval. But this is something they're pretty serious about, and they do talk to me about in every phone call.
Well, I mean, is placement gonna take him to have this done? I mean, is that something placement's agreed to do?
Yes, placement stated that some of the other residents get their hair dyed. That is something that they usually pay for and do. They said that ear piercings is something they have done in the past as well. So they were just trying to get parent approval. But this is something they do talk about to their courtesy worker as well as Miss Zavala and myself.
I don't have a problem with the hair coloring as long as it's just a temporary thing, And then, but I'm not gonna, the piercing, I'm not gonna go that far. The hair will grow right back out, so if they want to do something fun for the summer, but it just needs to be something that's fairly temporary.
And I think the boys realized the piercing was a no-go because they were like, well, we've asked about that before, but we're not asking about that anymore, just the hair. So I think they got the message on that one.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. All right then. Anybody have anything further?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right, then I will continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I will continue the children's current placements. Find there would be a continuing danger to return the children home at this time. And I don't think that we could say that either parent is in compliance right now. I understand there's not much else Ms. McGuire can do in ISF. I mean, there's maybe some other things she can do, or maybe she is doing, and we just don't have any certificates yet. So, but anyway, we'll continue everything, and I'll see everybody back then on September 30th of 2025, 9:00 docket.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank y'all.
Judge, this is all I have before Your Honor today, and actually for the rest of this week. So with your permission, I'll sign off.
Okay. Have a good
Okay.
rest of your week.
You too. Thanks, Judge.
Attorneys, I'm going to try to tell everybody today, so some of you may hear this over and over. We had a massive computer migration through the state system yesterday. Not everything is working yet. Miss Katie is locked out of all of her stuff. Be grateful, I guess, that I'm here. I don't know whether you can really ever say that or not, but so if you're not getting answers from her on email or otherwise, that's why, because she can't get into any of it. So we're hoping we can get that resolved today, but we worked on it all day yesterday too. So
Well, Judge, I'm grateful that you're here.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Trust me, I just got extremely lucky because my other half is also locked out of everything. So
Uh-oh.
it's not been a good 24 hours, particularly for any of us. All right, permanency hearing. We are conducting this through Zoom. We're live streaming, and Ms. Galvan is making our record today. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Good morning, Your Honor. Counsel Gene Graff and Aaron Sessions on behalf of St. Francis, present and ready to proceed.
Judge Vince Nowak filling in for Brooks Barfield today on behalf of Mom, Kisstin McGuire.
Your Honor, I'm Tate Eldridge. I represent the father, Jacob McGuire. I don't believe he's here, but I'm present ready.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the children.
All right, thank y'all. Okay, let's see. Ms. Sessions, my understanding is you're gonna fill in for us today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What's new?
Nothing much new since the court report was filed. The kids are doing okay. They are struggling a bit. They all have pretty significant behavioral issues. They're doing okay in school though. We had a meeting with their placement last week and they were kind of filling us in on the latest, and they're not willing to, they're not ready to put in a discharge or anything on them yet. They're going to get them some extra support there in placement, but Jalissa went to go see them on Friday in person. I haven't been able to talk to her about that, but the kids are doing okay. They are not wanting, to my understanding from placement, they're not wanting to have regular visitation with Mom. That's kind of been an issue lately. They're not wanting to get on the phone calls with her. I know when she first got out in July, they were having pretty regular contact, but recently that has changed. So I'm not really sure what that's about, but I'm going to start addressing it in therapy, potentially like get the therapist in on these visits and kind of see what's going on. Dad has maintained no contact. Jalissa goes by his house fairly regularly. She hears people in the home. No one ever answers the door. He will not respond to text messages or anything. He has done no services. Mom was released on July the 4th, I believe. And she is working on getting through her services. She has a couple of things completed and is in the middle of doing the rest of them. She's currently living with her grandmother, and she's working on getting a car, and I believe she's also working. But she applied for HUD to try to get her own housing. She's on the waiting list for that, but she's slowly making her way through these services.
Have we started any kind of family therapy?
No. So this was really just brought to our attention last week when we had that get together with placement. And so we're not really sure what's going on. The kids really do want to talk to Dad, and I know that Dad wants to talk to them, but he is not engaging with us. He said he was not going to do any services, just wanted to see the kids. Well, that's not happening either. So I'm not sure what's going on with the kids with regard to Mom, but there's definitely been a shift recently.
Kids in therapy?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Has Mom done her individual counseling?
No, ma'am. She was originally set up with Jennings Counseling, I believe, when she called to try to get scheduled with them, that they were not taking new clients, to my understanding. I'm not sure who she has I know Jalissa had provided her with some alternative providers. I'm not sure who she's reached out to. Our payment still is for Jennings Counseling, so I don't know if she's initiated that service. I know that's one thing that she had not done anything on at the time the court report was filed.
Okay, well, that's clearly not her fault.
Right.
Okay, well, when I make the rounds here, we'll find out a little more about that. Okay. Is she actively working some other services?
Yes, ma'am. She is doing her parenting. She's completed RBT. She's completed her psychosocial, I believe, and she's completed her TPC evaluation. She's not required to do an OSAR at this time because she's been clean since she was released. So the only thing that I believe that has not been started is counseling.
Yeah, and I can confirm the court report does indicate that Jennings had indicated no currently taking new clients, but that Ms. Bird has sent Ms. McGuire a list of providers and phone numbers, so we'll look for an update from mom, but looks like that's the only outstanding service right now.
Okay. Because I'd like her to get into that and then, you know, get a little ways into that and then maybe start this family therapy. So we need to, we probably need to start looking for who's going to do family therapy. So
Yes, ma'am. And I'm so sorry.
If we got to get on the list, then we're on, you know, at least we're on the list.
And we also have the option of trying to coordinate some of that with the children's therapist as well. I'm not sure if that's something, because Jalissa went on Friday and then she immediately went to Virginia on Monday. So I haven't really had the opportunity to follow up with her on what happened at the visit. But something placement, their case manager at their placement is not opposed to that. She recognizes that some things are going on with the kids as well. And so that's something that we can look into also. But I agree that this is something we need to start sooner than later.
Okay. All right. So that you can make a note for Ms. Berg. Let's get on that and try to get that rolling. Even though that's sort of not the normal order of things, but I don't know that it is that big a deal in this situation. So if we get family therapy started before she can get her individual, then so be it. Okay. Mr. Nowak is sitting in for Mr. Barfield. Thank you for doing that. What do you got this morning?
No questions for Aaron, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. Anything to report on behalf of mom?
I don't. It looks like, I've read over the report. It looks like mom's doing really, really well. But because I'm not her normal lawyer here, I'm going to ask Krista, is there anything that you want to talk about?
Ms. McGuire, you're muted. So if you can unmute for me.
It looks like she's doing well on everything she's been. There she goes. Hey, Krista, is there anything that we need to talk about while the judge and everyone is here?
Yeah, I just wanted to try to get my kids. I know they're upset by staying in foster care a little bit longer, but I just wanted to see what I could do about getting them to visit me.
Well, that's what we're talking about. Let me ask you, have you made any contact or headway with an individual counselor?
No. I'm trying to get on the waiting list for Steve Jennings, but I just got sent the list of different counselors, so I was gonna contact them tomorrow to see if I could get on their waiting list.
Okay. Yeah, contact all of those and see what, see where you can get in the quickest.
Yes.
So what we've been talking about is we want to try to work with the kids therapist and then join you in that at times in family therapy, since we're having this hiccup with the kids wanting to visit and all that.
And I was also trying to do an in-person visit where we met up in Lubbock or something like that, because they said it has to be approved by a judge first.
Well, Ms. Sessions, where are the kids placed?
They're placed in Odessa.
Okay. So Lubbock's about halfway. Can we get an in-person setup?
We probably could. We could arrange to transport the kids.
I think that might, maybe the kids get excited about that. Maybe that'll, ignite a little bit of a fire here. I get it. If all they've been able to do is virtual, at some point in time, that probably gets pretty mundane. So,
and anytime that Miss McGuire is able to go to Odessa, also, we could set up as many in-person visits in that area as she could make happen. But we could definitely set up something to get the kids transported halfway.
Okay. I want to look at getting that done. And of course, I want Ms. Zavala to weigh in because she's, likely had contact with the kids and placement and everything else. And so she may have some light to shed on all this. I don't know. But let me just ask Mr. Eldridge, anything to report?
No, I've had no contact from Mr. McGuire at all. We've sent him a couple letters, no responses to anything.
Okay. So he doesn't like you any better than he likes these other folks.
No, apparently not.
Okay then. Ms. Zavala, what do you know about all this and what's your input?
So I had a Zoom meeting with the kids last night, actually, and it's the first time that I've had them all together in one Zoom. And I will tell you, it's chaos. It is chaos to have them all together. And I will never do the visit that way again. But it also tells me that it might be the same with mom. And not as a, not that she's doing anything wrong. And in the past, the girls especially have been pretty vocal with me about some concerns about mom. This time when I talked to them, they didn't have anything negative to say about mom at all. They just said, we don't have anything to talk about. So one thing that might help, and this may feel backwards, but the kids are placed in kind of related, a boys' home and a girls' home, and they do have regular contact with each other. I'm wondering if we need to kind of separate out the kids so she could have shorter, more one-on-one discussions with each child. Not as not a punishment to make the visits shorter or anything like that. I just think it might be more productive if she could have an actual conversation with one child and then move on to the next child. And maybe we can have kind of alternate visits, one-on-one, and then I don't know, but all together virtually is really, really incredibly difficult. And one thing that might help is if mom could kind of almost have like a list of things she wants to talk about with each child, because herding cats is one way to describe it. But none of the kids had anything negative to say about mom. And these kids have been pretty vocal with me before and haven't been afraid of sharing their concerns. So it feels like some progress. Now, I have not gotten a chance to talk with placement about this, but I know the report reflects that the girls, at least with one of their therapists, they've just stopped communicating. And that doesn't really surprise me at this point based on my interactions with them. So I don't know how to address that either. It sounds like they've got kind of some group therapy going on with the siblings, which I think is a great idea. I think placement is trying some different options with them. But I think in-person visits, I think you're right. I think the kids would be much more excited about that. So I'm for it if we can make those happen. And if we can make some changes to those virtual visits, I think they might be more effective.
Do you think if we tried her doing a visit with the girls, they can talk about girl stuff, and then doing a visit with the boys, and then talk about boy stuff?
Maybe.
They're all at the ages where that's real different,
Yeah.
And maybe split it up that way, and then if we could set it up where mom would have that 2 virtual visits a week, one with the girls, one with the guys, and then maybe that following week, then if we can do an in-person, great, with all the kids, and that would be maybe an in-person visit twice a month. Ms. McGuire, could you get to Lubbock twice a month?
Yeah, I can. I'll try.
So we do, virtual with girls, virtual with boys one week, and then we do a in-person with all the kids the following week. And then we do virtual,
They want to know if we could take her to Lubbock twice a month so she can see the kids in person. We should be able to do that. We should be able to do that. Yeah, we'll be able to do that.
Okay.
Yes, I would be able to do that.
Ms. Sessions, I know it's hard with school and all that. I mean, I know it's a tough workaround, but let's see. So Ms. McGuire, they're going to have to figure out the logistics of that. I've got no ability to do that sitting here today, other than they understand the concept of what I'm wanting to do and what I really would like to see happen. I just think the kids would be more fired up if they got to have some in-person visits.
Yeah.
Period. So, kids have so much screen time as it is that, it becomes where it's just kind of like everything else they're doing. you know, it's just like going to school. It's just like doing everything else. So, let's see if we can't kind of work on that and make that happen. And then you get on the phone with these counselors tomorrow, and let's see who all, you know, where maybe we can get you in.
Okay.
Okay, Ms. Zavala, did you have anything else today?
No, Your Honor. I know placement is continuing to work with all the kids. There are a number of behavior issues. There seems to be a little bit of progress there, and I'm hoping they stick with it, because I like that they're close enough to be able to visit. I like that they're close to each other.
Okay. Yes, I was wondering what are some of their behavioral issues that they're having.
I don't know that we want to go into a lot of detail on YouTube. Just some physical and verbal aggression, I think, would be a good way to describe that.
Oh, okay.
Ms. McGuire, when Ms. Bird is back, I mean, she can probably fill you in with any kind of detail that you want. We kind of hate to get into some of those details while we're out on YouTube.
Okay.
And I think some of them are detailed in the report for the court, and I'm sure we can email that to you if you don't have it.
Yeah. Okay. Vince, you might make a note for Mr. Barfield's office if they would make sure Mom gets a copy of that.
I'll do it, Judge. Thank you.
Thanks. Appreciate it. All right, then today we're going to continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and we will continue placement of the children. I mean, I'm happy they're still all together. That's good. We want to maintain that at all costs. I would find that there is a continuing danger to return the children home at this time, but that Mom is in compliance with her service plan right now. I'm actively working it. So hopefully we're moving in the right direction. Let's try to implement this new schedule that we've discussed, with doing virtual visits 1 week, a visit with girls, visit with the boys, and then in person the next week with all kids. Just rotate that around. Start the family fit therapy as soon as we can. So the wheels don't come off any more than they may be starting to.
Judge, may I ask Aaron Sessions a question?
You bet.
Hey, Aaron, do you have Krista's email address?
No, I do not.
Okay. Hey, Krista, if you've got a pen, I'll give you my email address, and I can send you this report right after we're done with today's hearings. Yes, at gmail.com.
At Gmail.
Just send me a blank email, and I'll send you this report the minute I'm done with hearings this morning.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Judge, and thank you, Aaron.
Yep. Appreciate it, Mr. Noah. Okay, then I'll find the father is not in compliance with his service plan. So I will see everybody back December 11th of 2025, 9 o'clock docket. That is when our final is set.
Yeah, and Your Honor, if Mom stays on the trajectory she's on, we would anticipate likely seeking an extension at that point in time. My client does have one request. I apologize for not raising this issue sooner. That is, Dad's not participating in services, and Mom is, because she was clean, and she was not deemed, OSAR was not deemed necessary, but St. Francis is asking for the ability to do ongoing drug testing as may be warranted.
Is that
We just need one today. We just need one for today for Mom and Dad. Court ordered, please.
Okay, that's in their family plans, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we're not adding something in. We're just implementing.
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, so Ms. McGuire, I'm going to order you, and I'm going to order Mr. McGuire. I don't know that he'll go, obviously, but I'm going to order you to go drug screen for us today. And
Okay.
what sessions did you say? Hair, UA, what?
For mom, just a UA, and for dad, both. And the
Okay.
payments are already at Care Express.
All right. So it's
and-
just a UA today, Ms. McGuire.
Yes, ma'am. And even though Jake's not doing his classes, I have family support. I have my stepmom and my dad and my grandma willing to help me. So I'll be able to go back and forth to Lubbock, and I'll have somebody to help me get the kids to and from school and help me babysit them while I go to work.
Okay. All right. Good to know. Because that's the direction we want to head, and that's where we want this to all come out in the end, is that the kids get home.
Okay.
So hang on to your support system.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, then I'll see y'all back in December. I also fully anticipate, if we keep on this trajectory, we'll be looking at an extension, so we can obviously talk about that before December 11th by email.
What time on December 11th?
It'll be on a 9:00 docket. It
Okay.
may not be right at 9, but your attorney can let you know, or your caseworker will know the time.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Thank you, Judge. Take care.
Thanks, Judge.
We are here today for a review hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom. We're live streaming, and Ms. Taylor's making our record. All right. We will take announcements.
Morning, Your Honor. Counsel Gene Graff and Jaleesa Bird on behalf of St. Francis, present, ready to proceed this morning.
Brooks Moorfield for Kisstin McGuire, present. I don't see her logged on.
Brooks, we can't hear you.
While he does that, I'll announce, Your Honor, I'm Tate Eldridge. I represent the father, Jacob McGuire. I'm present and ready. I don't expect he will show up. I've had no contact with him. He's worked no services, is what I understand.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, it was okay. I'll just keep the headphones off. Present and ready. Kisstin McGuire is my client. I don't see her logged in, but I'm ready to proceed. If she comes in, then please let her in.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the children, and there are some things going on with the children that if we're going to discuss today, I would ask that we go off of YouTube to protect their privacy for their confidential medical information.
Counsel, any objection to that?
No
No
objection.
objection.
No, Your Honor.
All right, motion's been made and no objection. So I will close the courtroom and we are conducting this through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We're also live streaming. And Ms. Taylor is making our record. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trout for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Erica Flores is my permanency specialist. We're present, ready, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Riley.
Judge, so Tracy Riley, and I'm appearing right now for Kisstin Campbell, the mother in this case. I did, however, file a motion to withdraw that my client has signed. I did not have any reasons to withdraw from the case, but Ms. Campbell insisted that she did not want me to represent her. And after multiple times, I went ahead and filed the motion because she requested I do so.
Okay, and we attempted to take that up the other day. At the time, neither you nor your client appeared for that hearing, but we didn't realize at the time that she'd signed a motion that had been filed. We weren't in a service contact with that, so we didn't know. So
and I apologize, Judge. There was an error with my office, and I did not know about that hearing. I apologize very much for not being there.
Well, we didn't do anything since y'all weren't there, and we didn't.
Yes.
At that time we didn't know about a signed motion. So. All right, so, okay, let me finish announcements and then we'll come back to that.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Zavala.
Oh, I'm sorry. I saw Brooks and was waiting. I apologize. Stacy Zavala for Termaya.
Okay, Mr. Barfield's not involved in this. He's just up in the next hearing. Okay, so, Ms. Worley, then, since we know now that the motion has been signed by your client, let me just touch Ms. Campbell. Ms. Campbell? You'll need to unmute.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, can you turn your camera on?
It's broken.
All right. So is this what you want, Ms. Campbell?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, what is your plan about counsel? You're wanting to substitute somebody in?
I'm in the process of hiring someone.
Okay. All right, well, I can't substitute anybody in then if that's what you're doing, so you're gonna need to, they will need to file an appearance.
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
go ahead and allow Ms. Riley to withdraw at this time, but do just understand, Ms. Campbell, you're gonna be without legal representation until someone files an answer for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, then Ms. Riley, we'll sign off on that order and you're free to go.
Thank you, Judge. And my apologies again.
Okay, no problem. All right, then we'll go ahead and take up review today. So, Ms. Flores, are you going to give us the update?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Tremaya is currently placed here in Amarillo. She's out of school for the summertime right now. She's doing great. She did struggle a little bit to adjust to placement. There was just, I guess Tremaya had some concerns that white people were bad. The caregiver did report that to me. She just was standoffish. Like I said, in the court report, with the patients of the caregivers. I mean, she's opened up a lot. Tremaya, puts a lot of trust in them, and all these certain things that have happened in her past are coming to light. So other than that, she's doing really well with her caregivers. Her caregivers are very much pro foster care. They make a folder for mom for her to have each visit, and it's called A Folder of Love with Mom, where Tremaya is able to, if she's feeling sad, she's able to like do arts and crafts and put that in the folder. So whenever she has visits with her mom every week in person, she's able to, show mom all the stuff that she's made for her. Caregiver prints pictures and they glue them on the paper and stuff like that. But other than that, Tremaya is doing really well. She's updated on medical, dental. She is going to individual counseling with Lynn Jennings. She sees her once every week. But other than that, Tremaya is thriving. She's doing great.
Okay, Ms. Campbell, anything that you need to talk about today?
Yes, ma'am. Well, I had a visit with my daughter last week and I asked her about that statement, white people are bad, and she just totally didn't even know what I was speaking of. But like I've always felt like I've been treated unfairly by Miss Erica. She ignores my calls, had other people answering at first saying that she had left her phone in the office. And for weeks I was told there was no, like I had received my service plan a month later. On the they had a meeting, a 5-month meeting on the 23rd, I believe it was. And Miss Erica had sent me a text and she asked me, was I going to hop on the meeting? And I told her I was in Houston. The reception is bad, but she said that she would send me the link. And I waited on that link. I was never received the link, so I didn't go on the meeting. And it was said that I said I wasn't going to join the meeting because I was in Houston, and that wasn't correct. So I asked Erica what the meeting was about. She said it was just a follow-up to see what services I had completed and see how Tremaya was doing. Later on, I found out that that wasn't even about the meeting. It was I guess a new goal change for unadoption or non-related adoption. And So I had asked Miss Erica, like, why would that be a new goal change? And she stated that because I wouldn't sign a release of information from my therapist, so she could see the notes of my therapy sessions. And I had spoke with Miss Erin Sessions, and she said that the goal had changed because I wasn't completing services, that I was refusing to do a drug screen for the department, which neither one of those are correct. And yeah, I just feel like I'm just not even being treated fair. I get lied to, like, I don't know. And on the, what day was it? The April the 2nd, I believe, I did a drug screen for the department. It was by mouth swab, and it was later said to be positive, which, like, I don't believe that's true. But if it is, like, I don't know if the department doesn't do outgoing mail or anything, but I noticed that Erica had took the test home with her because she had dropped me off from the visit. And I just really feel like this is a continuance to my son's trial for some reason. And I feel like as long as I'm at St. Francis, my daughter, nor I will have a fair outcome of this case, because it's too many people personally involved.
Well, Miss Campbell, let me just stop you, because St. Francis is the agency that handles these functions for the department in this region. There is no one else.
Okay.
I can't give you a new lawyer. I can't give you a new agency. I can't give you all the stuff that you want. So you're going to have to figure out how to work with us.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Do your stuff. Get your certificates of completion to Miss Flores. You do need to sign a release for the counseling notes, because we have no idea about what progress you're making unless we have that.
Yes, ma'am.
That's part of your service plan. So you do need to sign that release.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. That's not a problem. I didn't know anything until they did the service goal that she needed the notes to my sessions, or I would have signed it.
Okay, but you've got a service plan now, and you know everything you're supposed to do, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then that's what you need to do. Focus on that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, Ms. Zavala?
Your Honor, before we get to Ms. Zavala real quick, can I ask Ms. Flores a few things?
Sure.
Thank you. Ms. Flores, today, have you had issues with mom drug screening?
Yes, she's not gone to go drug screen willingly.
Okay. She no-showed in February and March, and then did an oral swab in April?
Yes.
Okay. Are you asking for drug screens today?
Yes, could we do a hair follicle today? It's been reported that she's shaved off her hair on purpose to prevent that. But however, I did notice the other day she does have some. Would that be something that we can ask for, please?
Okay. So if hair follicle is possible today, you'd ask for a hair follicle and a UA today?
Not a UA, sir, just the hair follicle.
Okay. Has she done a UA for us?
She did. She did one for me on last month on the 30th. She did a UA. That's still pending. I haven't got it back. I've been checking for it.
Okay.
But that is pending.
And when you said last month, you mean May 30th?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Are you asking that mom not alter her hair for the remainder of the case?
I'm sorry?
Are you asking that mom be ordered not to alter or shave or bleach or color her hair for the pendency of this case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you have in here about the outpatient drug treatment with Linda Dudley. Has she done that?
Yes, sir. She's attending them.
Okay.
She's attending them.
Okay. You need her to sign a release of information.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you have in here also asking for visits to be stopped until we receive a negative UA.
Yes, sir.
You've got a UA pending right now, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you asking that in the event that UA comes back positive, that visits be stopped till we get a clean UA?
Yes, yes, sir. UA and hair follicle. Yes.
Okay. And do you believe that's in the best interest of the child?
Yes.
Okay. Have y'all, you heard what Ms. Campbell said, have you had any communication issues with Ms. Campbell?
Yes, she sends massive text messages and phone calls. I am allowed at least 24 hours to respond to any requests or responses. And I try to get back to her as soon as I can. And Miss Campbell believes I'm ignoring her, but I do have other stuff that I'm doing during the day, like I'll be out of town or I'm in other visits. I'm not trying to ignore her. I'm busy during the day, but I do reach out as soon as I can.
Okay. All right. We'd ask that you just continue to do that. Stay in contact with her as you can. We do know you have multiple cases to be working. So, any other issues, that you need to address as far as mom?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Other than that, mom is working on her services?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Besides, I'm sorry, Daniel. Besides, we don't have her for her parenting classes. I don't have anything for that. She does say that she's taking them on an app called Allison, and that she just provide me with those certificates as well as, as she gets them as well.
Okay. Are you familiar with that?
I am not, no, sir.
Okay. Do you know if that qualifies under the service plan and under y'all's policies?
I am going to ask to see if that qualifies. And if not, I mean, there are other online classes that I can send her to
Okay.
do those parenting classes.
Okay. If you could get that done as soon as possible, check on that so that we're not putting mom behind by not letting her know in time. So if those are not going to qualify for her parenting classes, if you would find that out and let mom know as soon as possible and get her on a correct one, that will work.
Okay. Yes. And she just started those. I think she only has maybe 2 done. So I'll get that as soon as I can.
Okay. Now, Dad, how is Dad doing? Where's he staying?
I try to communicate with Tommy. I send him monthly messages regarding what city he's in to send him a drug screen. I've tried to help him retain a lawyer to fill out paperwork to meet him, and I don't hardly ever get any responses. I did, however, message him this morning for the link, and he said yes.
Okay, and I see Mr. Johnson on here. Your Honor, I don't think we announced that. Mr. Johnson is present with us. I don't think we put that on the record at the beginning, but
We have not, but he is present.
okay.
So
Ms. Flores, as far as Dad, you're just asking that Dad start to work services as he can. I know he's over the road trucker and is gone a lot. But
Yes.
for Dad to work his services as he can, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other requests from the court today?
If there's a possible way we can get Tommy to do a hair and a follicle today, I can send that drug screen anywhere he's at.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. Flores.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I would ask Mr. Johnson where he is, if we can try to get a drug screen sent somewhere that he can go.
Mr. Johnson, can you unmute for us?
Hello,
Yes, sir. Where are you today?
I'm in Amarillo.
Okay. All right. You know where to go to drug test?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You need to be there by 4 o'clock today.
All right.
And Judge, we'd ask for a hair and UA on Mr.
Yeah.
Johnson.
Be hair and UA. Maybe your
Yes, ma'am.
beard, sir.
I don't want to cut my beard, but yeah. All right.
Okay. All right then, Ms. Zavala.
Your Honor, I got to visit with Tremaya and her placement. it seems to be a very good, loving placement. We had a good visit. Her nerves were particularly raw that day. Any little thing would kind of throw her off. There's another child in the home who's in care, whose parental rights I think were just terminated that week, and I think it appears to be the first time that Tremaya realized that there's a possibility she might not go home. She very much wants to go home to mom. This is a loving, safe, appropriate home that she's in, but it's not a forever home. It will not be. I think it will hurt Tremaya very much if she doesn't get to see mom. So I really, really hope that mom cooperates with the drug screens and what she needs to. Because this is a particularly hard time for Tremaya, and she does want to go home.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
I was on the phone. Me and my mother was on the phone with somebody. I forgot the lady name. I was driving at the time, and I guess my mom called back, and they said that outside of the family, we didn't want her. Somebody told my mother that. That's what I had a question about that.
Sorry, Ms. Flores, can you address that?
Because we all gave them names about everybody that was in our family and all that, and my mom said she talked to somebody and they said that the lady put in her report that we didn't want Tremaya.
Okay, well, I'm trying to find out, so let me let the Ms. Flores answer.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I actually submitted a connections request to find possible placements. And I have been in contact with Tommy's mother, and I do need to run background checks on everybody in the home that is 14 and older. And I called numerous times to get those names. However, I never received anything to run any kind of background check.
I think my mother in this. I think she's in here.
And I also I contacted Tommy to get that information as well with everybody in the home. I never received any kind of information from Tommy either. But I mean, I'm running everyone that I possibly can. Kisstin, on that connections referral, I've run through everybody. Everyone has prior history with CPS, or they have not called back. Kisstin actually does send me additional people to run, and everyone that she sent me has not been able to pass. We do have one possible one. However, she is a nurse that works 4 days during the night. So we're just going to have to figure out if we can find a possible caregiver during the night that can pass a CPS check and a criminal history check. And that is still pending.
Okay. So here, hang on, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, ma'am.
What you need to do to try to fix this is you and or your mom need to sit down and make a list of names, contact information.
Yep. We gave somebody a list already.
Well, okay, but I don't know whether she's got it or not. I'm just saying, if you've got a copy of it, give it to him again.
Judge, may I say something?
Hang on a minute. Let me finish with him.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, Ms. Flores, did you ever get a written list from him?
Not from Tommy Johnson, no, just from the connection specialist. And I think that's who he's talking about.
Yeah, that's the lady. We talked to her. We gave her about 5 or 6 names from here to Fort Worth. And they said in the report, when my mom talked to somebody on the phone, they said in the report that we didn't want your mom. And that's what they put on there.
Okay, well, we all know that that's not how you feel about it. So we'll start taking a look at it. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And Judge Baker, I'm sorry, Tommy does frequent the home whenever he does come back into Amarillo. So whenever he comes back into Amarillo, that's where he's staying as well.
I'm only in town for a day and 10 hours. That's it.
Okay, which home are you talking about? Is Campbell's home?
No, his mother's home.
Okay. All right.
But I got a father too, so it can be that way too.
All right. Okay. All right. Now, Miss Campbell, what did you want to say?
I was actually informed by Erica that they only wanted visitation with my daughter and they didn't want her as placement. Every text and every conversation me and Erica has ever had, I have it. And she has never asked me to go drug screen. I have the dates when she did, and I cooperated. It's we don't get the
Hey, how you
full,
doing?
but I have on the recording where she's telling me that they did not want my daughter to be placed there.
Okay. Well, you know, all I can do is say, everybody needs to make sure they've submitted those names and contact information. And apparently, Miss Campbell, she's run the people that you've given her, and they have not been able to pass the background checks. So I guess we'll
Yes,
look
ma'am.
at the names and we'll look into the people that Dad provides, and just see if there's anybody appropriate on that side of the family. So I don't know. Would it be beneficial to get everybody together, invite everybody into a meeting? Or is this something that we can handle just by telling everybody we got to get it done?
Can we have people in the meeting, like on this right here?
You mean like by Zoom? Can we
Yes,
do?
ma'am. Like family.
Well,
Judge,
they usually hold a family meeting over at the department. You're
Oh,
welcome to
okay,
bring
okay,
people with you that you want to.
okay.
People
And-
that are going to be your support system. You're welcome to bring them.
And
Correct,
Judge,
Correct, Ms. Collins?
Yes, and it sounds like this case might need a family team meeting to get everybody together on the same page.
I was gonna say that, Judge, maybe we can set up a family team meeting, if Mr. Johnson's out of town, or if there's family members that are from out of town that he's talking about.
No, they from my
get
my
a-
mother and father from here.
Mr. Johnson, let me finish talking, please.
Yes, sir.
Get a Zoom link to people that are out of town. People that
Uh-huh.
are in town can go into the office, but kind of do a hybrid meeting so that we can get a list of everybody we need to talk to, and get that information, and everybody will be on the same page.
I think so. I think that's a good idea. We're at the initial permanency hearing, and Ms. Campbell's getting ready to change attorneys and all of that. So I think a family team meeting would be a very good thing. So
And Judge, I'd ask Mr. Johnson, are you wanting an attorney?
I'm what?
Are you wanting to apply to see if you qualify for an attorney?
Yeah, but yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna go. I was gonna. I've been trying to talk to this old attorney I had on my other CPS case.
Okay.
That's why I've been waiting on him to get back with me.
While you're in town today, can you get the paperwork to Miss Flores so that she can get it to the court?
Yes, but I probably make too much money to afford an attorney. I mean, to get a court appointed attorney.
And I understand that, but we won't know unless the court's able to look at it. But at least let the court look at it to where we can make that determination. Then we'll know if you have to hire one or not.
Okay.
So if you can, Ms. Flores, if you can make sure that he's got that paperwork and try to get that done today,
Yes, sir.
and get it to the court so we can at least look at that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Judge.
yes,
Okay. About my visits being stopped.
I'm going to rule on that, Miss Campbell. Just give me a minute.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, then I'm going to continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and I'll continue the child's current placement. Find there would be a continuing danger to return the child home today. All right. Both parents are ordered to go drug test before 4 p.m. today. That'll be hair and UA. Mother is ordered not to alter her hair during the pendency of this case.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Johnson, you know, like I said, if you don't want your beard cut, then you better start letting your hair grow. So, but I'm going to order you to do both today.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Campbell,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not going to stop your visits at this time. If you come back and test positive for any drugs, then we'll stop the any in-person visits and just do virtual only.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you know, at some point in time, if anybody's still using, I mean, we gotta start addressing that problem head on.
Yes, ma'am.
So-
And I'm not like, anytime I've been asked to go drug test, I either ask for a ride or I do so.
Can you get there today?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't need a ride.
No, ma'am.
Okay.
And
All right, then you both get there before 4 o'clock today. Failure to test or to give an adequate sample is going to be deemed a positive result.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right.
You know, I have a, yes, ma'am. On mom, we're waiting on a UA to come back from the 30th. So we just need a hair follicle on mom today, not a UA. Ms. Flores said that she did go on May 30th. We're just waiting on it's just still pending on the UA. As to the stopping visits, you said if it was a positive, if she came back positive on anything, is that just a UA or is that hair and UA if she's positive?
Well, it's positive on any drug test. I mean, so if
Okay.
all we're doing is a hair, if it comes back positive, we'll stop in-person visits.
Okay.
She can have virtual.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, I encourage you to fill out that paperwork to see if you qualify for an attorney. If not, I encourage you to quickly retain one because, you know, every day that goes by, we're getting closer to a final on this, and you're, I think, going to want representation when we get to that point.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then.
Judge Baker, were you going to order an FTM or you just want us to follow through and do that?
I just want you to follow through with it.
Okay.
And Judge, one other thing, I know we mentioned it, the release of information. I know it's in the family plan, but order that mom signs
Yes.
the information.
I'll do that now.
I told her she needed to do it, so if you want to make it a court order, that's fine.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I'm not so sure that it isn't already under the status order, but
Yes, ma'am. I think it probably is, Your Honor.
okay. All right, so St. Francis is going to get that family team meeting set up. Y'all be making your list of people who you would like to have there with you and see if they can make it. If they're out of town, they can appear by Zoom. But it would be very beneficial for the two of you to be there in person.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then I'll see you back on September 30th of 2025. That'll be on a 9 o'clock docket.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And Judge, I know you explain it at least 3 or 4 times a week, but if you could explain how the 9 o'clock docket works, and that sometimes even if a hearing is set for 9:40, we might start at 9:45 because other hearings are going a little bit longer. That would help me greatly, Judge.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Hear you loud and clear. Okay, sorry, we were just a few minutes behind. All right, Ms. Campbell. I need you to unmute and turn your camera on.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. I'm at JBS, so I can't have my phone on. They let me just come to the hearing.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Campbell, I know you've been in the waiting room. Your case was set at 9:40. So my docket started at 9, but your case was set at 9:40. I think we've talked about this again, but for future hearings, you know, you can wait to log in until the exact time of your hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just want to let you know that that's your option to do that instead of being out in the waiting room so long.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We're here today on a review hearing. We are conducting this through Zoom. We are live streaming, and Ms. Gavan is making our record today. All right, we will go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trout for the department, Jordan Alford, the permanency specialist. We're present, ready, Your Honor.
Vince Nowak, on behalf of Kisstin, Campbell.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Tremaya.
All right, thank you. Okay, I've obviously reviewed the court report. So we can talk about anything new that's occurred since that report was filed, and then any concerns that we have.
Okay, there's not a whole lot new with Tremaya, other than what's in the court report. She's been doing swimming lessons. She's loving that. I've gotten several videos of her swimming, and so she's having a bunch of fun with that. But she's doing well at this time. She has struggled with some emotional regulation, but she is with a new therapist since her move there to the new home. So we're hoping that will, resolve that. She's just had some changes a lot lately, so I think that's pretty normal. As far as Miss Campbell goes, not any real update since the court report was filed. She did report she's working at JBS. I have not received any pay stubs at this time. We did have a family team meeting last month on the 22nd, and she was sent to drug screen that day. I know we talked about this kind of at the motion hearing, but she did do the UA and tested positive. She refused the hair strand. So I would like to ask for a UA and a hair strand today. As far as Mr. Johnson goes, I have no update on him.
All right, you said she did the UA, and was it positive?
Yes.
Okay.
For methamphetamine.
For methamphetamine. Okay, but she refused the hair, so you want them both today. Okay. I want to make sure I had all that correct. Okay.
Yes.
Ms. Alford, I'm sorry, do we have all the release of information that we need?
No.
Okay. Do we have any release of information at this
Yes, we do have the one for her counselor, but that's the only one.
Okay. So you need the release of information from her other providers.
Yes.
Do you have any specific ones right now that you're trying to get information from that you can't?
Let me see which one it was. I believe it was, Senecor.
Okay. That's the main one you're trying to get information from, but you need the release from all the other providers also.
Yes, she has provided the release for her therapist. I think the only one we need now is the Senecor.
Okay.
Okay. Has that been sent to her?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Campbell, do you have that?
No, I don't.
Okay, do you still have a working email?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to ask Ms. Alford to send that to you again. So be looking for that when you get home or whenever you can check your email. Is Ms. Alford, is this something she can just sign electronically?
Yes, I can send it to her via DocuSign.
Okay, so Ms. Campbell, that's something you could do right off your phone or a computer,
Yes,
either
ma'am.
one.
Okay.
Have you done a DocuSign before?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So you know that they're real easy to use. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Are you willing to sign that release?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I appreciate it. Okay, then. Anything else, Ms. Alford?
No, ma'am.
All right.
Ms. Alford, just so we're clear on everything and ever since everybody's sitting here, what services do we need mom to finish completing?
She will need to do another OSAR since she has tested positive again. She needs to complete, let's see.
While she's looking, do you need Ms. Jones? She's in my waiting room. Kathy Jones?
No, ma'am, she's on supervisor on one of the adversaries.
All right, sorry.
No worries.
Sorry, Ms. Alford.
No worries. Her continued individual counseling. Let's see, her parenting classes. We do have a couple of certificates from those, but she's only provided us 3, I believe. And she's reported that she has completed more. And then her inpatient or outpatient drug treatment. She did report to me last week that she was going to inpatient rehab. Since she's saying she's at work, I'm assuming that did not happen. So.
But as far as outpatient, she's going to Senacor outpatient.
That's what she's reported, but I've not been able to confirm that.
Okay.
That's why we need the Senacor.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Obviously. Okay. Did they keep funding to do that?
I don't know.
My insurance is paying for that.
Okay, your insurance through work?
No, through just my insurance that I pay for.
Okay.
Alfred, what about the I see on the Texas Panhandle Center's evaluation stuff, did we complete all of that? Is she good on that service?
Yes, she completed that service, but she was not honest in her assessment about her drug usage. So I don't think it was very accurate, but she did complete it.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Campbell, what time do you get off work today?
At 2, but I catch the bus back.
Okay. What time do you get back to Amarillo?
Probably about 3:30, a little before maybe.
Then do you have a car?
No, but my son, he doesn't work today.
Do you work tomorrow?
I can call in.
Well, I need you to go drug screen. That's what I'm trying to
Okay.
find out. What time?
Okay.
You're not going to be back in time today to do that. So can you go first thing in the morning to do that?
Yes.
Okay, then I'm going to order that you be there before noon tomorrow.
Okay.
That's going to be a UA and a hair. You got to give us that hair so we kind of know where we stand on things.
Okay. And the only reason why I didn't do it last time, it's because it hadn't been I guess I'll do it every so often, every 90 days or 30 days or whatever. So that's the only reason why I didn't. And about my services, I've completed my counseling, which I still go to by choice. I've completed my 10 classes of parenting, but I still do parenting by choice. I've sent Mr. Vincent a few of my certificates. Like I pretty much finished all of my services except for the cynical.
Okay, well, if we're missing some of the certificates, you may need to send them again. Just so that we've got them and we can, mark those things off that you've completed them.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
let me explain about the drug testing, because let me just put it this way. The department typically will drug screen you, do a UA once every 30 days and then typically a hair every 90. But that there's no rule about that. The truth
Yes,
is,
ma'am.
I can order you to go anytime I want to order you to go. And it doesn't matter. I could order you to go do a hair test every week if I thought that was necessary.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there's not a schedule. That's why it's called random drug screening. So it isn't your worry about how frequently those are happening or infrequently. Sometimes, sometimes parents are doing well and we just skip over doing a hair test every 90 days. But your job is to just go when you're ordered to go do them. Be sure that you give those screens, because you see, when you didn't do the hair the last time, it's presumed positive.
Yes, ma'am.
I have nothing to refute it,
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
so, it's just, I can't tell you again, and we've had this conversation, but because drugs have been a problem in this case, and because, we're talking about a 6-year-old who's totally dependent on her caregivers, I gotta know that you got the drug problem licked, and that you're clean, and that you're staying clean, and that you can be, on top of your game as a mother. And trust me, you can't when you're using. So
Yes, ma'am.
parenting's hard enough when you're stone cold sober, much less if you're under the influence. So that's why it's so important for me to know. And you've asked for a jury trial. So
Yes, ma'am.
I'm just telling you, that's going to be a real important issue to those 12 people sitting in the jury box.
Yes, ma'am. And my thing with the hair follicle is if it takes 90 days for it to come out of your hair, that's why I wasn't wanting to, because it hadn't been 90 days. But
Well,
it seems to me that ever since my visitation has been stopped based upon the drug screens, that my drug screens have all came back positive.
Well, again, that isn't, it's not for you to, I understand you may be concerned about it may still show positive, but you see, that's why we get levels on all those tests. So if you had a prior positive, let's just say, and I'm not saying these are dates. I'm just saying as an example. Let's say you had a positive hair test in February, and then you didn't go for the 90 days after that because you were worried it might still be positive. And then we send you again, what we're looking at is, if you'd gone to the subsequent one, we'd be looking to see, was the level lower? Did it go from 30,000 down to, 8,000? Okay, then that's a positive move, because it shows that it's going down. And when it reduces enough, we have a pretty good idea that then you aren't using, and especially if your UAs have been negative. So, my concern is you gave a positive UA this last go round. So in all likelihood, that's going to show up in your hair test that you're going to do for me tomorrow.
Okay, but Judge, how accurate are these test results? Because I requested a case file, a copy of my case file from my attorney, and pretty much nothing on there is accurate. None of the dates are correct. The investigation report isn't correct. So who's to say these test results are correct?
Well, the tests are not done by the Department of Family and Protective Services or St. Francis Ministries. It's done through a licensed and regulated laboratory, drug lab.
But they're sent to the department, right?
They have access to them, yes. I think they have a portal that like you do with your own doctor. I think they can go in on a portal and pull the results off, but they have nothing to do with generating those reports or those results. And sometimes those drug screens can be kind of tricky to read because they give different dates in there. It's like the date they collect a specimen and then the date that things are actually tested. And so there may be all kinds of dates in those reports. You just have to kind of know how to read them. But
so they get the reports from an email, or I'm not understanding how they receive them.
I think they go in an actual, like a portal. Like I would, if I go to the doctor, I have a health portal, I can go in and I can pull off all my own records. I can look at my lab results. I can, and that's the similar kind of thing. They have a secure portal into the lab to only obtain. They can only obtain the records they're entitled to obtain.
Yes, ma'am.
They can't just get anybody's stuff,
Yes, ma'am.
But
I was kind of confused about that because on the investigation report, the reason why it took a month to come back is because they were mailed. So I didn't know how exactly they were getting the results.
Well, and I'll just tell you, when tests are positive, it takes longer to get the results back because then they go through, like, so the lab tests something, and if they get a positive result, it gets sent for a further evaluation to confirm, to be sure, in other words. So it gets reviewed again and looked at again. And so when we have positive results, they always take longer to come back. And the hair tests take longer than the UAs. You know,
Yes.
it's just a fact of how that testing works. It just takes longer to get the hair tested, and it takes longer to get those results back. And then if they are positive, you know, it gets kicked back into a different part of the lab to do a confirmation of it. So, you know, negative results typically come back really quick. It's the positives that take longer.
Yes.
So I'm trying to explain to you why it may have taken that long to get it back, because they're double checking. You know, we want the lab to be accurate. We don't want incorrect results. The lab doesn't want to give incorrect results, you know. So that's why they double check them. Okay.
Yes.
Does that help?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But again, I want to stress to you, you know, I mean, right now, I mean, I'm the one that makes decisions in your case ultimately. But, you know, believe it or not, Ms. Campbell, I'm a pretty big cheerleader for my parents.
Yes, ma'am.
I want you to succeed. I want you to do well. But once you walk through those courtroom doors with a jury, I'm no longer the decision maker. Those 12 people are going to be making the decision about your case, which is a great thing. I'm a total believer in the jury system. I love the jury system. You know, it's the best system in the whole wide world. And so I'm happy for you to have the advantage of that. But what I'm telling you sitting here today is those 12 people are going to absolutely care about what your drug screens have said and whether or not you've gone for those. It is going to be such a huge, huge factor for those folks. So
yes,
I can't always tell you what juries, you know, really focus in on. Sometimes they focus in on things that the rest of us didn't think was a big deal. But I can tell you that's one for sure. I know they're going to be looking at that. So,
yes,
you know, if you'll cooperate with me on these things, the only person you're hurting when you don't go right now is yourself.
yes, ma'am.
And of course, your daughter.
Yes.
So,
which I know nothing about. I've heard nothing. I heard Miss Alfred say that she received videos of my daughter, but I haven't. Anytime I ask the department or the attorney assigned to this case, like, I know nothing about my child, and no one ever tells me anything about my child.
I thought at our last hearing we talked about getting pictures and things to you, and so I think Ms. Alford, has that happened?
No.
I did send them.
Okay.
3 pictures a month ago?
No,
3
I sent
pictures.
additional pictures.
Okay, I haven't received them.
I sent them to your same email, but I can send them again.
I'll ask her to send them again, Ms. Campbell, but so check your email, and if you're not getting those, you know, then let your attorney know. I'll ask Ms. Alford to send them to Mr. Nowak too, so that we know he's got them, and if there's some problem, you know.
And Mr. Nowak is not my attorney anymore. My new attorney will be stepping in. They just had court today, so.
Well, okay, but he is still your attorney today, because he's not there. I haven't signed any order substituting any attorney on his behalf. So whoever your attorney is going to be, tell them they better get on the ball in a hurry, because we're running out of time.
Yes, they will.
So as soon as I see a motion for substitution, and you know, then I mean, we all know what to do on this end.
Mm-hmm.
But until then, Mr. Nowak is very much your attorney.
Hmm.
So till somebody substitutes in, he is your lawyer.
Okay.
And I can't stress to you again, you're very lucky. Okay.
Judge, can I ask Ms. Alford something real quick?
Absolutely.
Ms. Alford, I see in the court report, you are asking that Ms. Campbell be ordered not to cut or alter her hair for the hair follicles. Is that a request you're making today also?
Yes.
Okay. Have we had issues with that? Or is that a
Yes.
concern?
I believe so. Before I was the caseworker, yes.
Okay.
We've never had issues with that, and this has been discussed already, and I haven't cut or altered my hair at all.
Ms. Alford, that is a request you're making of the court to decide on.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. I have nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Vala, anything today? Or Mr. Novak, anything else to add today? I'm so sorry.
No question for the witness, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. Anything to add today?
I just wanted to work really, really hard for my client. And sometimes it's difficult trying to practice law through text messages and emails. That's all I've got, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Ms. Zavala.
Your Honor, I've gotten to video visit with Tremaya. She's doing very well. I do recommend that placement continue.
Okay. All right, today we will continue the department as temporary managing conservator, and we will continue the child's current placement. Find a continuing danger to return the child home at this time. I'm going to find that mom is in partial compliance with our services. We need to get those missing certificates and things rounded up, Ms. Campbell, and get that stuff in.
Yes, ma'am.
So that, so that I know and then I can find you're in compliance, but I don't know until we get the missing pieces in.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but my father is not in compliance. All right, I'm going to order that Ms. Campbell not cut or alter her hair for the pendency of this case. And so that means coloring it, highlighting, bleaching, I mean, any of those things. You just need to leave your hair alone, your natural hair. I'm also going to order mom to do a hair and UA tomorrow before noon. Did y'all ask me for something on dad? A drug screen on dad? I'm sorry.
No, ma'am. I don't think there's been much contact with him. We did not ask for that.
Okay. All right, then I will see everybody back December 1st.
And Judge, just on the orders, we're asking to make sure that she sends the release of informations or signs those.
Yeah. I mean, it's already in her service plan, but I'm going to court order her to sign that release for Senacor. So, Ms. Campbell, you may have a whole lot of stuff hitting your inbox, so you need to check it all real carefully.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, December 1st of 2025, we will start at 9 a.m. for a jury trial. That obviously will be here in person. Ms. Campbell, if you are hiring an attorney and you've got somebody that's going to sub in, boy, they need to be doing it.
Yes, ma'am. He will today.
Okay. All right then. Thank y'all, and I'll see you in December.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, I don't have Mr. Eldridge. Has anybody had any contact with him?
Not in a few days, Your Honor, I have not.
Anybody have a phone number for him?
I do not have his phone number.
Miss Katie, have we got any contact info? We can reach out to him or.
No, Judge, I have the same info as everyone else, their email and his office number.
I guess let's try his office.
And Judge, while we're trying to get in touch with him, could I go ahead and speak with Ms. Naranjo and Ms. Zavala?
Sure. All right, let's see. There he is.
Okay.
You gonna want him in there too?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me get him in first and then I'll open up your room. Okay. Mr. Perales, I'm gonna keep you here long enough to do announcements, and we don't have parents, so I'll probably catch you loose pretty quick, but all right then, cause number 9 set for our final in this case. We are conducting this through Zoom under a finding of good cause and agreement of the parties. We're also live streaming, and Ms. Taylor is making our record. Okay, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We're present and ready, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Kendra.
Thank you, Jay. Kendra Naranjo here for the mother, Zoila Aguilar. I'm present and ready. Miss Aguilar is not present today.
So, Your Honor, I represent the father, Mr. Lopez. I don't know how to say his first name, Silverio Lopez. He's not available, or he's not present, but I'm present ready.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of Zelenia.
All right. Since parents are not present, and I mean, for the record, they've never attended any of our hearings. They're believed to be in El Salvador. I'm going to go ahead and let Mr. Perales leave today and go on about his business since we don't have anybody to interpret for.
Yes, ma'am.
So, thank you very much, sir. We appreciate you showing up for us and being ready to go, but I don't see any point in keeping you here.
Okay, Judge. Thank you very much.
Okay. Have a good one.
You too.
All right then, Mr. Trout, who's your first witness today?
Well, and Judge, with that, after speaking with the attorneys on the case, I believe we have an agreement that we would announce, and what that would be permanent managing conservatorship to the department with possessory conservatorship to the parents. Parents were published on for service in January 31st of 2025. The child, my understanding, the child is wanting to do some aftercare, work on graduating high school and to stay in care after she turns 18. She's due to turn 18 in July, on July 24th of this year. And so as far as all our aftercare and everything, we just want to make sure that there's an order so that she doesn't miss out on anything that she would be entitled to, Your Honor. So for the best interest of the child, with the parents being out of the country, the child was born in the state of New York. And so she is here and has citizenship. So we would ask for a PMC to the department and PC to the parents in order for her to gain access to everything.
Okay. Mr. Ronho, is that what you agreed to?
Your Honor, I do believe that's the agreement's best interest of my client and the best interest of the child.
All right, Mr. Eldridge.
You know, other than the fact that I don't believe anybody born in New York should be allowed to have citizenship in the United States, I agree with everything else.
Okay. No one?
No.
Nobody in New York?
I don't like them. I don't like, I actually have a couple relatives up there.
You don't like them, apparently.
Well, they're relatives of my ex-wife. So yeah, they kind of went with the divorce.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, Ms. Zavala.
Your Honor, I do believe this is in Zelenia's best interest. She's got plans for the future. It may have been that she could have gotten the same benefits with temporary managing conservatorship, but this just makes sure that she is eligible for anything and everything that she can do. She's been working really hard in school. Her goal is to graduate. She still has a ways to go, but is working in a program that's letting her go at her own speed. And I absolutely believe this is in her best interest.
Okay. All right, then who am I to argue with it? All right, so I do find that it is in the best interest of the child to name the Department of Family and Protective Services as permanent managing conservator. We will keep her parents named as possessory conservators. I'm not going to make any child support or kind of order, medical support order, since we had to publish on them. She's going to turn 18 very soon. So hopefully getting her PMC to the department will keep her eligible for some assistance through us. Based on the child's wishes to remain in the United States and the child's wishes to remain in care after she turns 18, just, I think further solidifies that this is what's in her best interest. So I will sign an order when y'all get it over to me, and we will have a review hearing, and that should be an extended foster care review hearing, and that'll be on September 11th of 2025. Excuse me, on a 9:00 docket. So, Mr. Eldridge, Mr. Ronho, I'll go ahead and dismiss you all from the case at this time. And Ms. Zavala will obviously remain in. Okay, I appreciate everybody. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Judge. You guys take care.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay.
Thank you, Tate and Kendrick.
See you guys. Where is it?
We got a few minutes. I'll just see who comes in, but
I did, Your Honor, I did receive a signature from Mr. Morales yesterday
okay.
on behalf of Mom. We still have not been able to track down the alleged dad in this case, so we'd at least need to take testimony on that, on the dad. But I don't know if Mr. Morales is going to appear. He did send a signature, but I haven't heard if he's going to appear or not, if he's got something else going on.
Well, we were set at 1:30, so we'll just wait till 1:30 and then we'll call it.
Okay. And I'm gonna move a couple of things around, and I'll want to speak to my clients real quick.
Okay. I'll go ahead and get y'all set up in a room. Okay. Okay, and while you all were in your breakout room, Mr. Morales is logged in with us. Okay, Mr. Morales, is that your client with you?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. Okay, Daniel, you're muted.
Sorry, Jerry, y'all are still good. I know you sent me a signature yesterday. Y'all still good?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
All right, then I'll go ahead and call cause number. We're here today set on our adversary hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom. We are live streaming, and Ms. Taylor is making our record. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. We're present, ready.
Jared Morales for mother, Wendy Martinez. She is present. We are ready.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the boys.
All right, Mr. Patino, the alleged father in the case, is not present. I don't have him in my waiting room. So what's the status of service on him, or have we had any contact?
We have not had any contact, Your Honor. We don't even have a address right now to issue citation for him. And I just spoke to my investigator, Mr. Valdez, and he has not been able to track him down either, Your Honor. Okay.
All right. Well, since Mr. Morales and his client have appeared and they have agreed, and this case more revolved around her and the children, and I assume that Mr. Patino has not been in the picture very much from what I've read.
Yes, ma'am.
They were 3 weeks old.
She said no since they were 3 weeks old.
Okay. All right. Then we'll go ahead and proceed today. So, Mr. Trout, you can call your first witness.
Called Joseph Valdez, Your Honor. And how are you familiar with that case?
I was the investigator assigned to the case.
You heard a second ago that the mother is in agreement with temporary managing conservatorship to the department.
Yes, sir.
And for the mother to work services.
Yes, sir.
So we'll discuss the alleged father in this case, Mr. Patino. Have you had any contact with him?
I have not, no.
Tell us what steps you have gone through to attempt to find him.
I've asked Miss Martinez if she had any locating information from him. She stated that she does not. I've attempted to run a tiers. We did an accurate, but nothing returned. Also got some information from a family member that he may be possibly working at a construction site here in town. I did make contact with that superintendent at that construction site. And he stated that there was nobody by that name working there currently.
Okay. And currently, where are the children placed?
The children are placed with some family members here in Amarillo.
Okay. And are any of those family members you're talking to at this point? They are relatives to alleged father, correct?
One of them is.
Okay. And you mentioned, is that the one who you mentioned knew about possible construction site?
Yes.
Okay. Any other family members that you know related to him that may know where he is?
No.
Okay. And Miss Martinez does not have any Facebook page, email, phone numbers, any way to contact him that you know of?
That I know of, no. From my understanding, she has not had any contact with them in a while.
Okay. At this time, the children are placed with family?
Yes.
Okay. And we're running home studies on other family?
Correct.
Okay. And at this time, due to mom's agreement and being able to not being able to locate alleged father, do you believe it's in the best interest of the children for the department to have temporary managing conservatorship?
Yes.
And for parents to work services?
Yes.
For the children to stay in the placement they are in currently, or once another home study is approved, if they need to be moved, you can be moved to that home?
Yes.
And you believe that is what you're asking the court for today?
Yes.
And you believe that's in the best interest of the kids?
I do, yes, sir.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Morales, any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, and Ms. Zavala?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Let me ask a couple questions, Mr. Valdez. I think I read in the affidavit that mom had attempted to get child support from him at some point in time. and it sounded like maybe that never came to fruition, but is that something we've looked at? Do we know, was there ever a open case or anything that came out of that?
I do not believe so. And again, I just went off by what mom said. They could never locate him.
Okay. Mr. Morales, is that essentially the deal? I mean, maybe she started an AG case, but they never could find him.
Yeah, they did. They never picked him. Like, we had to go to court, but he never showed up.
Yeah, that's what she's saying. Yeah, they said a few hearings, but he never showed up. So there was never an order signed for him. Yeah, there was nothing ever entered to her best of her knowledge.
In your honor, I can answer on that. There is was an AG suit. It was notice of non-suit was filed July of 2024.
Okay. All right. Okay then. All right, then, Mr. Trout, you have any further questions for your witness?
No further questions for my witness, your honor.
Okay. All right. Any additional witnesses to call?
I'd call mom just real quick.
Sure. Okay. All right. If you'll just speak up for me.
Okay, yes.
Ms. Martinez, you heard Mr. Valdez state that he's discussed with you about locating information on the father. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any way to contact him that we don't know about?
No.
Okay.
I seen him on Saturday, but he didn't give me his number or anything.
Okay.
I just ran into him at the store.
Okay. So it was just by accident running
Yeah.
into? Okay.
Yes, sir.
When's the last time you had kind of constant contact with him?
Like I said, since the babies were 3 weeks old.
Okay. And do you know any other family members besides who we've already talked to that may know where he is?
No.
In touch?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you happen to know where he lives?
No.
Okay.
Like, I lost all contact with him.
Okay. And that's been about 2 years ago?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. No further questions, Your Honor. Well, Ms. Martinez, if you do have any contact with him, just even if it's by accident, like it was this weekend, pass along the information that we need to get in touch with him.
Okay. I'll try to find somebody that maybe could get his number or something, and then I'll contact Joseph and let him know.
Okay. And Mr. Ivy, Tucker Ivy, that's here on screen, he'll be your caseworker through St. Francis.
Yes.
You'll get his information. You can contact him if you come up.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Martinez, did you have any conversation with him when you saw him?
I just told him that, what we were going through and that they needed to contact him because he needed to, man up and step up. But other than that, no.
Okay. All right. So he knows that this is going on. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Well, that helps us. At least we know he was in Amarillo at least this past weekend. So maybe he's still living here somewhere. Okay. All right. Mr. Morales, you have any questions?
Does he have any social media you're aware?
I think he has Facebook.
Okay. You might pass that to Mr. Ivy.
Okay.
Okay.
Does he go by his real name on Facebook, or does he have a different
Yes.
name?
I think he goes by his real name because I tried to search him up and he has like a lot of them, maybe 5 or 6 of them. But I'm gonna try to my best to get his number or the license plate from his truck. I didn't know that would that work.
Possibly.
Because I know we have friends that are mutual friends, so I'm gonna try my best to get that information.
Okay. I appreciate your help. I really do. Thank you. Okay, and Ms. Zavala, did you have any questions?
I have no questions, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Trout, anything further?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Morales, anything today?
No, I'm pretty optimistic for Miss Martinez. We had a good conversation the other day, and she seems very enthusiastic to get services going and knows that she needs to make some dramatic changes in her life for her kids. And so it's, so far so good, and I hope she continues with the way she started.
Okay, great.
So, all right. Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Zavala.
Your Honor, I do believe it's in the boys' best interest to remain in the temporary managing conservatorship of the department. I did meet with them in their current placement. They're doing very well. It looks like there's a big kind of extended family that all work very well together. Currently, they are placed in one location, but there is a home study pending on another relative. And again, those family members work well together. It sounds like after I was able to talk with Mr. Ivy that home study, it's on Sandra Marquez, that it still may take a few weeks to finalize that. But it sounds like Mr. Valdez had run her background information and that Sandra is cleared at least to go over to current placement's house to help. What they're running into is work schedules. They really desperately need some help for childcare. And then I think Mr. Ivy's going to check to see if it's possible for the boys to go over to Sandra's house while the home study's pending, when childcare is needed. Seems like a great family that's all working really well together, but this immediate placement, until it moves over to Sandra, they're going to need lots of help and support. And we were talking about that. And I think Mr. Ivy's on top of making sure that gets done. But that is a concern, just making sure there's enough hands on board for the boys until they can move over to the new placement.
Okay. Well, I have twin 2-year-old great nieces, so they're a handful. So I understand. We need the more the merrier. Okay, so yeah, let's look at everybody, and as soon as we can maybe approve kind of some respite care or something for a while till we maybe look at this other home study. So we want to keep the kids with family.
And I'm thinking if it looks like it's going to be more than just like 2 weeks or so, if we could get them in daycare, I don't know that we want to do that if it's going to be a quick turnaround in terms of getting them to Sandra. But whatever resources we can get would be great.
Okay. All right, then. I will find the evidence is sufficient to name the Department of Family and Protective Services as the temporary managing conservator of the children. Parents will work services. I'm not going to order any child support or medical support to be paid by either parent at this time. I find there is a continuing danger to the children to return them home at this time. Ms. Martinez, I'm glad that you kind of gotten off to a good start. Between now and our next hearing, they're going to talk to you a lot more about services. You can get going on those things, as quickly as you can. You don't need to wait till the next hearing. So the sooner the better. So we'll continue the children's current placement until this home study can be looked at. And if everything comes back, no problems with that, then I don't have a issue with the department going ahead and moving the kids. So, yes. Okay. Thank you all very much. Appreciate Mr. Ross. Appreciate you and your client working this out, and I wish her the best of luck. So I'll see y'all back July 17th, 2025. That'll be on a 9 o'clock docket.
Thanks, Judge.
Hey, Jerry, can you hold on just a second?
Yep.
All right. Thank you all very much. That's the last thing we had on our docket. So
Doing well.
Jerry, are you expecting your client?
No, Judge. I spoke with her yesterday. I do not anticipate she'll be on, and I'll make that announcement.
Okay. All right, then we'll go ahead and get started. We're here today for a status hearing. We're conducting this through Zoom. We're live streaming, and Ms. Taylor's making our record this morning. All right, we'll go ahead and take announcements.
Daniel Trial for the Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. Turkler Ivy is my permanency specialist. We're present ready.
Jerry Morales for respondent mother, Wendy Martinez. She is not present. I'm ready, Your Honor.
Stacy Zavala on behalf of the boys.
All right, Mr. Ivy, if you want to give us an update.
Yes, Judge. So, father has been located. He is in a jail in El Reno, Oklahoma. I figured out he was, or confirmed he was there last week. I haven't had the chance to go out and see him yet. Wendy sent me a text yesterday, or on Tuesday, sorry. And she's texted me twice from random numbers. And the text on Tuesday said, I relapsed again. I'm really trying to get into rehab, but it's been hard. I don't have a way to go see the kids. And she was talking about for her visit. And I asked her to call me, and then her friend texted back and said, this is her friend. I'll let her know you want her to call you. So I haven't been able to send Wendy for a drug test because I haven't been able to get a hold of her, and I don't know where she is. I know she's not at her current residence because she told me that she's not living there until they finish fixing the place up. The kids are doing really good. They're very happy with their placement. They're placed with family. Currently, they were placed with Giselle and Elizabeth. We have a home study pending for Sandra where they're currently at because Elizabeth and Giselle have went to Mexico for a vacation and they'll be gone for a week or two. And right now they're staying with Sandra where a home study is currently pending and she's had her background checks approved. But the boys' dental is still pending because Giselle and Elizabeth said they were waiting until the boys were moved in with Sandra for sure before they scheduled the dental. But the kids are doing really good. The only concern is with Noel. They say he's a little delayed and they set up ECI services for him or a ECI evaluation for him. And I haven't got the results of that yet.
Okay.
But when I see him, he seems typical for a 2-year-old. He's just a little behind. He's saying less words than his brother, and that's where their concern is. But he still says some words. At least I think he is. They speak in Spanish, so the stuff I pick up, like he says some words, but he doesn't talk as fluently as his brother does. But they're 2, so I think they're both doing really good. And every time I see them, they're very happy and playful, and they love to wrestle.
Mr. Ivy, you've generated service plans for this case.
Yes, sir.
Have you been able to go over the service plans with parents or mail them a copy of it?
Yes, sir. I did get Wendy a signed copy of her service plans, and she has a physical copy because she told me she was going to go check into a rehab.
Mhm.
And so I gave her that, and I told her to see what the services the rehab would be able to give them, but I haven't been able to give them to Dad yet. I wasn't able to talk to Dad over the phone either at the jail he's at.
Okay. So you've only located him through the system, but you have not talked to Dad?
No.
Okay. You said you gave Mom a copy. When did you give her a copy of those?
It was July 2nd.
Okay. Has she signed them, or you just gave her a copy with your and your supervisor's signature?
She signed it.
Okay. Have the signed copies been filed with the court?
They have not.
Okay. But the original copies with just you and your supervisor, those both have been signed and by y'all and filed with the court, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Judge, the family plans of service were filed on June 25th, I believe, for both parents.
Okay. And your plan is to go see the dad over in El Reno and then take his plan and go over that with him at that time?
Yes, Judge. That or I'll get an LPS, a courtesy worker, to do it.
Okay. All right.
And
okay.
Mr. Ivy, you said he's in El Reno, Oklahoma?
Yes, sir.
Is he in a county jail, state jail? What's he in?
It's a Canadian county jail.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Morales, do you have any information regarding your client and if she's made it to rehab or anything?
No, Your Honor. Like Mr. Ivy, I actually spoke with her yesterday. I mean, it was some negative and some positive. You know, she reported the relapse to me, but the positive was she felt like she knew that inpatient was the only way that she could really get anything done or started, and she wanted to commit to that. So she's wanting to get into an inpatient, and then I hope she does. But she says that she's going to sell her house because she has just too many, too many bad relationships here, basically. And she said that she just needs to move to where people don't know where she's at. I mean, she wasn't indicating outside of Amarillo, but I mean, she seemed really sincere in wanting to make the changes that she needs to, and she knows that inpatient rehab is probably going to be necessary for her. So I felt like that was pretty mature of her to come to that realization, and so hopefully she follows through. But that's all I have. I hadn't heard from her this morning, Judge.
Okay. All right.
Judge, I have a question for Mr. Ivy real quick.
Sure.
Mr. Ivy, when mom reported the relapse to you, did she report what she relapsed on?
No, but I believe it's methamphetamine. She confided in me and she told me that she has a problem with it.
Okay.
And that's what she's been testing positive for.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Well, I hope that she will. I guess, Mr. Ivy continue to try to reach her and see if we can't give her some guidance or help with, where to go. Whatever we can do to assist her.
Yes, Judge.
And Mr. Ivy, you stated she has not been able to make it to any of her visits, or she's having trouble. What was the?
She has missed the last 2 visits.
Okay.
Because of one was a no call, no show, and then the last one is when she texted me saying that she didn't have a way to get there.
Okay. When's the last time she drug screened for you?
She hasn't yet. I haven't been able to get able to contact her to even know where she's at.
Okay.
So I haven't put any drug screens in.
Okay. Judge, today we would ask for mom to drug screen for us once we get in contact with her, hair follicles and UAs. I'd also make a motion that in-person visits not be held, and since she is admitting to a relapse and she's not drug screening for us, and the age of the children, that there'd be no in-person until she tests clean for us.
Yeah, I anticipated that. I mean, if she's going to go to inpatient treatment, obviously she's not going to be having in-person visits anyway, but
yes, ma'am.
Maybe it's a way of telling her this is a good time to go do it, because I'm not going to allow the in-person visits until she gives us a negative UA. So, it may be just further reason for her to, just go ahead and go now. So we'll stop the in-person visits until we have a clean UA. So I'll order her to go drug test. When you can make contact with her, Mr. Ivy. And she obviously may need transportation to go drug screen. So
yes, Judge.
Okay. All right. Okay, Ms. Zavala?
Your Honor, the boys are doing very well. I love visiting with them. 2-year-old Spanish is right up my alley. I can handle that. But I do think, we need to get Gael evaluated. Placement is concerned about him being behind, and it does not hurt to have him evaluated. I really would like to see the boys be able to stay at Sandra's and not have to go back and then back. Sandra is the intended long-term placement. If I understand correctly, I think the holdup with Sandra is she's identified like every person that ever sets foot in her house. And I think there's like 17 people, including people who live in Mexico and only come periodically. if the only holdup is just getting background checks on all of those people, can we do something like, you know, let them stay there, but people who haven't gone through the background check, they can't come until they do that, or something like it feels like there's an easier solution to this, because it sounds like not everybody actually goes to the house all the time. So I'd love to see that kind of evaluated to see if there's anything we can do to streamline that. I just would hate for the kids to go back and forth if possible. The other thing is that it sounds like current placement still is behind on getting reimbursed for daycare, so I'm hoping that comes through for them. I think it's just a matter of having a delay in the payments, but it sure would be helpful. They've had to do a lot out of pocket on that. But I've had no concerns about where they have been placed, and I really hope we can finalize. It looks like Tucker's got some more info on that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So their home study, I did get all the background checks done except for one person, but I sent it up anyways. And so their home study is I sent it up and it's pending approval. And we are doing that where the one person who didn't get a background check done, we're just holding off on them. Well, there's actually two, but one of them's in Mexico and they won't be back for 2 to 3 months. And so we're not worried about them either. So the home study is currently just pending approval. It needs to be reviewed by my supervisor and director. And the kinship payments, they did get a check, and I've talked to the kinship worker, and she is setting up another check for them for the daycare.
Great news. But the boys are doing great, and I'm excited about you know, them being in their long-term placement. But there's a good network of family, and the placement that they had been in will continue to be involved and help, and I feel good about where they are.
Okay, sounds like we're close enough that probably a move won't be necessary. So
sure hope so.
Yeah, I mean, if we're lacking just some people that are there occasionally, I mean, it's just easy enough to tell her, you know, they couldn't stay in the home overnight or something, you know, until we get the background checks done on them. But I don't even care if they come by as visitors, you know, just drop by for a visitor, this or that. But, you know, moving in or staying for any period of time would be kind of the distinction there. So, okay then, we'll continue the department as temporary managing conservator, continue the children's current placement. I find a continuing danger to return the children home at this time, and we'll expect the department to use reasonable efforts to reunify the family. I'm going to order mom to drug test the hair and UA as soon as we can make contact with her. I'll stop the in-person visits until we have a negative UA. With respect to the father, he's alleged, and I think, Mr. Ivy, whether you make contact or it's a courtesy person, we need to ask, does he think he's the dad? Does he want genetic testing? Because, I mean, we know where he is right now. And I assume, Mr. Trout, you're going to try to get him served there as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. And I know it's out of state, so that takes a little bit, there's more hoops to jump through, but if we could just put on that checklist of things we really need to see, you know, does he want genetic testing, and he needs to be given the, you know, attorney request information if he wants an attorney, because he's an alleged dad. I'm not just going to automatically, you know, appoint even though he's in jail, but you know, if we can find out a little bit more, that'll help us. So, yes. Okay. We will be back for our initial permanency hearing on November 13th of 2025. That'll be on a 9 o'clock docket. Okay, thank you all very much. Oh, I'm gonna order the service plans as an order of the court, sorry.
Yes, ma'am. And Judge, can I speak to Jerry real quick before he gets away?
Sure.